Don Juan was a very learned man in the use of plants, and one day we happened to see him at a bus station. My friend went and talked to him, and then he introduced me to Don Juan. Don Juan didn't say anything at all. He kept on staring at me, and that made me very uncomfortable. He seemed to have seen through me. Small segment of the total range of what we could feel as real. If we could learn to code reality or stimuli the way a shaman does, perhaps we could elongate our range of what we call real to a different interpretation. But the only way we have to code it is as hallucination, madness. We cannot conceive that one could do it.
Did I really fly, Don Juan? That is what you told me, didn't you? I know, Don Juan. I mean, did my body fly? Did I take off like a bird? You always ask me questions I cannot answer. You flew. That is what the second portion of the devil's weed is for. As you take more of it, you will learn how to fly perfectly. It's not a simple matter. A man flies with the help of the second portion of the devil's weed. That is all I can tell you. What you want to know makes no sense. Birds fly like birds, and a man who has taken the devil's weed flies as such. El enyerbado vuela así. As birds do? Así como los pájaros? No. He flies as a man who has taken the weed. No. Así como los enyerbados. Well, let's put it another way, Don Juan. What I meant to say is that if I had tied myself to a rock with a heavy chain, I would have flown just the same because my body had nothing to do with my flying? Don Juan looked at me incredulously. If you tie yourself to a rock, he said, I'm afraid you will have to fly holding the rock with its heavy chain. I say it is useless to waste your life on one path, especially if that path has no heart. But how do you know when a path has no heart, Don Juan? Before you embark on it, you ask the question, does this path have a heart? If the answer is no, you will know it, and then you must choose another path. But how will I know for sure whether a path has a heart or not? Anybody would know that. The trouble is, nobody asked the question.
For years I have truly tried to live in accordance with your teachings, I said. Obviously I have not done well. How can I do better now? You think and talk too much. You must stop talking to yourself. What do you mean? You talk to yourself too much. You're not unique at that. Every one of us does that. We carry on an internal talk. In fact, we maintain our world with our internal talk. How do we do that? We renew it. We kindle it with life. We uphold it with our internal talk. Not only that, but we also choose our paths as we talk to ourselves. Thus we repeat the same choices over and over until the day we die, because we keep on repeating the same internal talk over and over until the day we die. Your warrior is aware of this and strives to stop his talking.
Experiencing the reality of what is, moving to the present. There is no past. There is no future. There is only now.
There exists no phenomenal other than what arises mind from the mind. There exists no phenomenal other than what arises mind from the mind.
Don Juan stared at me for a brief moment and then moved his eyes away. When a man embarks on the paths of sorcery, He becomes aware in a gradual manner that ordinary life has been forever left behind, that the means of the ordinary world are no longer a buffer for him, and that he must adopt a new way of life if he is going to survive. Every bit of knowledge that becomes power has death as its central force. Death lends the ultimate touch, and whatever is touched by death indeed becomes power. Without the awareness of death, he would be only an ordinary man involved in ordinary acts. He would lack the necessary potency, the necessary concentration that transforms one's ordinary time on earth into magical power. Thus, to be a warrior, a man has to be keenly aware of his own death. But to be concerned with death would force any one of us to focus on the self, and that would be debilitating. So the next thing one needs to be a warrior is detachment. The idea of imminent death, instead of becoming an obsession, becomes an indifference. The sole idea of being detached from everything I know gives me the chills, I said. You must be joking. The thing which should give you the chills is not to have anything to look forward to but a lifetime of doing that which you have always done.